So today we're going to be continuing our scenario where civilization starts in a fantasy map. The last episode, a big war broke out between the Square Alliance and the Triangle Alliance, and we're going to be seeing it continue today, as well. A lot of fighting is going to happen, and a lot more nations could and may get involved. But let's go ahead and take a look at the starting place. Well, just where the fighting is going to go ahead and start. It's not necessarily the starting place. It's over here in the island known as the. I don't know what this is known as. Yeah, it's the name of it. So basically, oh god, that happened again. So the purple team is going to start their invasion of the blue country, and they are starting to take a good portion of land. Let's go ahead and turn the major cities on. They're starting to take well, they didn't take any major cities, but they're taking a couple major cities. I'm not sure if the major cities map has been updated. No, it definitely hasn't because of over here, but we might have to update that after the war. Basically, yeah, the purple team is just swarming in to the bluish teams and the green team over here. They are just completely going in, and well, they're not getting really any response because these countries aren't very strong on their own. As a team, they could be a decent amount strong country, but just right now, they're not a very strong country in general. Also, why is my volume all the way down? the blue team, the blue team over here in this part of the continent is going to take a large portion of land. They take a major city from the orange country and just start swarming into a bunch of land. And hey, that's good for them. But also they have to deal with this guy right here, which is not very good. So the red team is going to start their invasion and get pretty close to the capital region until they are stopped by forces that were moved out of the orange team. So the orange team manages to push back and no, not into. Actually, no, they do push into the blue team a little bit. However, not too much as they don't see it as a very valuable thing to do. However, they put all their force into using this against the blue team, so the brown country is immediately going to be able to launch a very great offensive into the northern part of the red team, taking a good portion of land, and well, that's obviously very good for the Square Alliance. So they can knock out at least this part of the war, and then have to deal with, well, this threat and these three people. The red team is going to start their invasion of the grayish country and the yellow. No, that's still not the right tool. And the yellow country, taking a good portion of land as well as two major cities from both countries. Well, no, one major city from both countries. And the red team thinks they're doing pretty good. I mean, it looks like they have a good amount of land on their, side. However, maps at this time aren't very, good. So they think they have a lot more land than they really do. So they kind of they're very cocky with their decisions, and they think that the capital is way closer than it is. So they try to steamroll and they try to get there. However, they feel that it's a little too easy, and then they realize, wait, they're way farther from the capital than they are. So the red team is like, well, we just made a major mistake. And now the gray team is pushing in from the southern region and taking most of this land right here. They could try to help out the yellow team, but the gold team is probably going to do that. Back over here in the blue team, they have completely pushed the red country out of their territory and even pushed into the red country. However, it is just taking a good portion of time to do this because, well, they're mainly now focusing on this front. So this front down here is a little less defended, and well, the orange team is going to take all of this land. However, they are going to get kicked out of this portion of land by some forces that were in the area. The blue team is not in a good position here, but the red team is also not in a good position. So they're gonna do something that's pretty interesting. They're gonna do something that looks like, no, not that. What? And that looks like this. Yeah, they just got a new member onto their team, their alliance, and well, this is just to really combat the brown team, who is a major force in the region, and they're actually gonna get one more member. that being the Lime team. The Lime team is just here because, well, they want to take the influence of the Square Alliance, who doesn't have that many members, but the members that they do have are pretty dang strong. So the combined force of this purple team, this lime team, and like a little bit of this orange country up here, a major push into the brown team is going to ensue. Again, it's like a mixture army, but I'm just going to be coloring pink because that's the closest country to. They storm across and start taking a large amount of land, and they even almost connect up with the sea over here, and they take a major city on the way. And well, this is not good for the brown team, as they now have to take troops out of well this land, which also a large amount of troops are sent over here, which takes a lot of this land back, and only resorts to this northern part to still being invaded. And from here, they start invading on a full-on front line, which is very interesting. The brown team has not seen too much combat before. I mean, they have with well, the red team, who kind of did a little trade with them. Also, I am realizing the fantasy videos are doing pretty good, so thank you guys for all the support. We have 1,000 views, over 1,000 views on our most uh supported video, which is the fantasy video. I really thank you guys for. I think we have, I don't know how many likes we have though. Also, I'm pretty sure we have like, um, let me check something. We have 30,000 total views on the channel, which is crazy to me. I've never had a channel, with this many views that I've, considered to. By the way, guys, I do have a gaming channel. It is in the, it's in the description of my channel. It's on one of the links along with Cookie Mappers, which, by the way, I don't know if Eddie's recording. I don't even. I have no clue what's going on with that. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled war. So what's gonna happen is that the blue team is gonna be able to push back the purple team a lot, actually, especially well inland, as the purple team is way more known to the coastal regions. So they're gonna go ahead and, well, do some invading. They're gonna invade some of this part of land right here of the green team, because, well, they can. And they're also gonna invade and to recapture this major city and go on the coastal regions of the blue country, which is interesting because the capital is right here. So the blue country has to like really think. This whole island is really screwed, and it's probably gonna be taken over by the triangle team, to be honest. But that also has to have help from whatever's going down here. And by the way, I just love some of these borders. Like, these borders look so good in some places. Like, I really love them. Places I don't love them is this, but that won't be staying there. Anyways, the Square Alliance over here is gonna go ahead and declare war on the blue team. Now, the blue team has had a government reformation, which was kind of the cause or no, the Square Alliance invaded the blue, and the reason why is because the blue team had a reformation before that happened, which was a triangle alliance type movement that happened. And remember, they didn't want to join at first because of this gold country that kind of popped out of the blue team, but now with the reformation and with the growing threat of the Square Alliance up here, the blue team is going to go ahead and join the Triangle Alliance, the side of well, the Triangle Alliance, which was probably already going to happen because of the whole, invasion. So the orange team is going to go ahead and start moving through the blue team, which is, and take some of the major cities of this country, which are very old major cities. Remember, this country was like the second oldest country in the world, obviously next to the red team. But they never really had any glory in the first place. They always were kind of the punching bag of this whole region. And well, now the Triangle Alliance is out to protect them. It seems like the Triangle Alliance is getting the popularity without the world. By the way, the Square Team are not fascists. They're just not everybody just hates them. Oh, but anyways, speaking of hating, the Orange Team hates the Blue Team and decides to go on an invasion of them. Sorry if I just bumped the mic right there. They start to go and start invading the blue team. And the blue team is like, they can't really handle this. and obviously that's not good. And that's when the orange slash brownish country up here also starts to invade. And well, they just start taking a lot of land as the blue country was not expecting this and was just expecting them to be chill, but clearly they're not chill. And that's where it really starts to crash down. And that's when a new lightish blue slash purple rebellion forms up out of this kind of central eastern area, which starts to take pretty much the whole central area of the country. And well, that's when everything is actually starts to crash down. As the orange team takes this amount of land, is the last land they could take anyway. The red team takes back all of their land, and the blue team essentially collapses as the red team takes all of this land right here. The orange team, no, they don't take that. The orange team takes all of this, and then the rest of it, of course, is taken by the rebellion. So that large, very large country has now just been capitulated. So that's interesting. So now the red team, the orange team can now be solely focused on the square lines up here. The red team is going to have a resurgence in popularity and starts to take a lot more land way quick as the gray team was slightly losing money and resources, but eventually they got back and now there's a stalemate on the border. But something major is going to happen as the yellow team is going to push back from this front line right here and pretty much just connect a lot of the former gray country up. So yeah, that's good for them. The orange team up here is going to continue to take a lot of land from the Triangle Alliance, but eventually it is going to become to a standstill as eventually gold troops come up and well a new contender enters the battlefield. That being the pink country right here. They enter the battlefield against the Square Alliance because they realize they would probably get toppled over if they don't join the Square Alliance. And well, so they join the Triangle Alliance, so they don't want to get toppled over. So they start invading a lot of the orange country, which is good for them. Also this is a side. The orange, no, the pink team that is in Kazakhstan and they just pros Wixo is like becoming more lore relevant. I don't know what is going on there, but like there's a lot more things that are happening in that country than like the past, like like episode 10 to episode 30 slash no like so episode 10 to episode 40 literally basically like nothing happened to that country. And now from like episode 50 to episode 70 it's becoming a lot more relevant. So that's pretty cool. I don't know why I'm yapping, but the pink team also manages to research, getting a lot more land back and from the blue team, which is good for them. Like one of the newest countries getting back land from one of the oldest countries. That's an interesting thing to think. Coming up here though, well, the green team ran out of money. Like they just literally ran out of money, so they can't pay their soldiers. So the soldiers don't want to be a part, and the soldiers enlist in the purple team's army. And well, when you don't have no more soldiers, your country's basically dead. So bye bye green team. Maybe you will be missed. And well, the blue team is like, well, our allies failed, so sorry, Queer Alliance, but we're out of this war. We don't want to be a part of this anymore. And hopefully we can stay independent, but I don't think the purple team wants that, so probably not. Seeing that the blue team is gone and well, the red team doesn't have to focus on that anymore, they're gonna take back all their land over here and completely dominate this region. And well, the brown team, like they cannot handle it. It's actually really amazing how much the brown team is getting killed. They even take all the southern land, which the brown team left due to resource issues, and now it's really coming down to it as nobody in this brown country is proud of their government anymore. And well, that's not good because the red team is now on its own with these two countries basically. And a major problem on the front line managed that the gray team got all of their southern and western land back, as well as the yellow team. So the red team is slowly kind of getting squished here. The blue team has fully pushed back because the orange team just straight out left the war. They knew that eventually they would lose, and that's what a lot of the nations clearly in the square lines start to thought, especially after the green team lost money. But yeah, speaking of the green team, this green team's about to kind of get full as they're getting invaded, and well, mostly they were sending some troops onto the orange front line, but most of them were actually on the brown front line, and whoa, a lot of those guys got killed, so that's not a very good thing. Also, yes, I am having two major wars in both of my Wixes, but anyways, the brown team is eventually gonna fully fall to the Triangle Alliance, and well, now the Square Alliance is left with two, and they realize they're not going to, they're not gonna last. They know this. They have the oldest country in the world on their back and the most powerful country in the world on their back. However, that may be changing due to a certain power up north. So I guess these guys could be a contender too, but they're just so the Square Alliance is gonna surrender. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. So looking at the first part of the peace treaty, the pink team will get. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. The pink team slash purple team, no, they won't get all of that. They will get all of this land. Oh, that's wrong. Anti-aliasing. I swear, everything with this is just wrong. I don't get it. And the red team gets all of this. I don't know what's going on with Paint.net today. It's just clearly not good. Okay, I don't know if these are going to stay, but the orange team will, no, they will not annex. Like, what is this doing? I don't get it. The orange team takes all of this very interesting amount of land and also a very interesting border right here. It just followed up with a river. So yeah, the orange or the oh my god, I'm so colorblind. The red team is gonna take all of that, and I'm starting to see a pattern here. These countries in the central continent right here are starting to look a little familiar. It's starting to look a little similar. I meant, that being this yellow country, this red country, this orange country. That might change soon. And then the orange team, no, what is going on with my hotkeys? The orange team is going to take all of that. And for the rest of this, which I don't know what is going on with my keyboard right now, it's not working. What is going on? Okay, my OBS just started not to not work. But I'm not gonna change the country's color. I know it was a light blue. The rebellion was a light blue color, but I'm not gonna change it because I like the dark blue in this area. There's not much dark blue over here, and if I were to change it to like a light purple, it'd be similar to maybe this country, or even this country. So I just wanted to keep it blue because yeah. Up with that. So the pig team is gonna take all of that land right there, which doesn't include a major city, so that's pretty good for them. Uh, they're a very large country now, and the blue team is gonna get all of this land right here. And well, this is I'm pretty sure their best now that they've looked so far in the series. Uh, I know they did have this gold team right here and a little bit of. Oh no, they didn't have a bit of land down here. This is this country now. So yeah, this is the best they've ever had. In the That orange team is completely destroyed, and of course their capital is just down in a major city of the blue team. So for this peace treaty, we can go ahead and see that the red team is getting completely destroyed. The yellow team annexes all of that land, pretty good majority of it. Also, I have to make the major cities gold. The gray team is going to get all of this land, a good majority of it. A new brown country will be born right here. Brown slash reddish country, orange, whatever. A green team is born out of this area right here. A like light, dark lime green, and kind of a dark cyan. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little bit more darker. A dark cyan country right here, over in the south of the previous red team. So the red team kind of really got destroyed in this war in terms of land mass. Remember this guy? Yeah, the purple team's back from like episode 2, or maybe episode 1. They're back, and well, they have a lot more land than they used to. Then a new yellow country is born out of this part of the green. So yeah, the red team and the green team got severely kind of beaten in this war. Very bad. And then of course we can see that over here the purple team is gonna annex these two countries, which is not surprising. People probably thought they were gonna do it anyway. So yeah, that is now one island owned by one singular country. So yeah, that is gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was the longest fantasy Wixo I've ever recorded at 19 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video. Goodbye.